Hello and welcome to Reviews. As always, I'm Plume Noir, and here's JR walking over the comic. Yes, Butters is here too, but you see, Butters has this weird thing that she likes to get under the blanket. This little ball here, this is actually Butters. See? She likes to crawl under blankets and sleep, so let me try and move JR out of the way. This is Symbiote Spider-Man, #1, Alien Reality. Well, I guess technically, Alien Reality, #1. This is a continuation, well, sequel, of the previous Symbiote Spider-Man series that Peter David and Greg Land did. And it's the same creative team coming back, and this basically follows up after what had happened in the previous series. Well, not immediately, but it's in the same time period. So basically, the time in the 80s, when Spider-Man had the symbiote costume, but didn't quite know what was up with it. He hadn't found out it was alive. And this is actually really cool. I love that we have this series, in the previous series, taking place in this time frame, because when they created the alien costume, the black costume, um, it was hinted that something wasn't right. Uh, you found out that it was alive, but they had no idea that it was going to, that they were going to make venom out of it. And so they didn't really think that far ahead, and there was so many good stories that they could have done in that time period to really explore, um, having an alien costume. And to be honest, I was reading Spider-Man at that time, and the fact that Spider-Man kept the costume as long as he did when he was suspecting that something was going on was kind of weird. Peter's a smarter guy than that. So this is Alien Reality. It's named that for a reason. The main villain is Hobgoblin. Now, in this time period, Hobgoblin would have been was it Kingsley? Was it Kingsley? Was he who it ended up being? I'm actually forgetting because they set up all the clues for it, and then writers switched, and they decided to say it was Ned Leeds, but that was only a fake out. Um, I'm getting really deep in the weeds here, so let's just pop into this. Yeah, you recognize that cover. So it starts out in Siberia. There is a like a meteorite that has fallen, crashed into the snow. Black Widow goes out to investigate, but Doctor Strange shows up, um, and finds out that it's actually a book, that it's out of Natasha's grade here. What in the world is that? I believe in the world may be the least appropriate phrase to use. What the hell? What is that? This, my dear Natasha, if I'm not mistaken, is the Word of God. I'd be impressed if I knew what that was. This is over my pay grade. Just a touch. So this is definitely a mystical item. Now, I don't know if we're going to find out in this series how it just happened to land in Siberia, or if that's just going to be a MacGuffin, but this is important to the story. It cuts to JFK International Airport, where Spider-Man is fighting Kraven. And you think, that this, you think Kraven, you think Kraven's last hunt, but no, Spider-Man was in his cloth costume by that point, so this would have taken place before that. So when Kraven drugs him, he talks about uh, how to dispatch you quickly while you're out, or should I bring you to my lair? Which is why I bring up Kraven's Last Hunt, because, this shows that he's going to kill Spider-Man, but in Kraven's Last Hunt, he just knocks him out. So he knocks Spider-Man out here, and when Kraven is about to kill him, he webs him, and Spider-Man gets back up. Now, what's really nice about this is that Kraven notices that Spider-Man, there goes the cat, that Spider-Man's acting different. He's walking different. Why are you still advancing? And you're walking differently. Your movements have changed, as if you're no longer. But that's not possible. Why is your body language shifted? So it's nice that Craven would notice that, because Craven would notice something like that. While Craven has this hostage, one of the things, I like Greg Land's art, but we all know he likes to trace porn. So whenever I see a picture like this, I always wonder, oh goodness, where did he trace that from? Just had to point that out. So when Spider-Man, the unconscious Spider-Man, being controlled by the costume, is about to take him out, he wakes up. And when Peter wakes up, you have Craven dressed like this. There he is. You okay, hero? What's wrong? Spidey's all smiles, and Spider-Man grabs him. What kind of game is this? What the hell are you wearing? My clothes. Did you take a blow to the head or something? What are you doing? He was threatening you. Um, Sorry, I misread the lines. There's a woman asking the hostage. Craven, he'd never do that. He's a hero. He's what? A hero. And your partner. Everybody knows that. So Spider-Man is confused because, wait, he's partners with Craven the Hunter? And yeah, they do seem to be buddies. You sure you're alright, bud? Sure, bud. Remind me while we're here? Nice to know I'm so memorable. So yeah, they stopped basically a hijacker, a terrorist, and a would-be hijacker. Just another typical day for us. Right, typical. Must have, taken a shot to the head. Maybe we should get you to the hospital. So when he gets out, he's on the tarmac, and he can't figure out, it's like, there's no place to web swing from. Doesn't have money for a cab. How is he going to get back? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. The Spider-Mobile is there. So he drives away in the Spider-Mobile. No idea how he got off the tarmac. It's a Spider-Mobile. It can drive up walls. So he sees the silhouette of the black cat up on the building watching him. Nice little shot here where it shows that he parked next to a fire hydrant, because the Spider-Mobile does end up getting towed away. And you don't see that in comics anymore. Just these little subtle things where it's like, oh, you see this, like, oh yeah, he's going to get towed. And there is actually a payoff. He does get towed. That's why Peter David is a good writer. And it's the little things like that. But you don't see that in modern Marvel. So when Spider-Man calls Felicia, it's not Felicia. It's actually the Black Widow, but she's now the Black Cat. And who's Felicia? Should I be jealous? And Greg Land doing what Greg Land does best. So, it's so nice to see this starting to make a comeback. So Spider-Man's still really confused. Heard about the takedown at JFK. Nice job, Peter. Wait, you know my name? Peter Parker, why wouldn't I know your name? I know everything about you. Why wouldn't I? After all, we are lovers. You get the kiss there. So, Peter is way beyond confused. So he sees that the Spider-Mobile is being towed away. So when things are getting crazy, he decides to go see the Sorcerer Supreme. And when Wong lets him in, he says, they can't wait to see Doctor Strange. But it turns out Doctor Strange is not the Sorcerer Supreme. It's Hobgoblin. So the Hobgoblin is now the Sorcerer Supreme. And it's also a nice little bit that ties it into the time frame. Where is it at? Yeah, here it is. Doctor Strange, I have no idea who that is. Right, of course you don't. He's only the Sorcerer Supreme. The Sorcerer Supreme is not home at present. I can't wait to see who it is. The way things are going, it's probably Uri Geller. Unlikely. Geller's a worshipper of Dormammu. A joke that's going to fly over the heads of the younger crowd, but it fits in with this taking place in the 80s. And of course, Peter David is, older. He's older than I am, so I appreciate that. It's one of those things that, for the older crowd, you get a good laugh at it. So yeah, it's Hobgoblin, and we find out that Hobgoblin is behind all this. So it continues with the chase and the escape. I'm going to stop because it's actually really good. They have a really good banter, and oh, that was a good bite. You hear that squeal there? Okay, guys, stop playing. So yeah, I'll stop it here because there is a, payoff at the end of the issue. And, sorry, I have to kind of separate my cats here. Can you hear them fighting? Okay. Sorry, they decided to have a dust up there and had to separate them. So anyway, this issue, Hobgoblin obviously has gotten that book, and Hobgoblin has never been a mystical type character before. So he's always been a gadgets using basically Green Goblin's old gadgets, just recolored into the orange and blue instead of the green and purple scheme that Green Goblin had. So there's a mystery here of how did that book get into the Hobgoblin's hands. And of course, now Spider-Man is stuck in this altered reality, not so much a alternate reality, but an altered reality. When he woke up, everything was different. So whether that was good timing or not, we don't know. But this book, it's enjoyable. It's old school. Peter David can write old school comics. Now maybe it is because I'm a fan of the older books. Basically everything since One More Day, Spider-Man has been kind of crappy. I mean, it really kind of said a lot to the character when the Spider-Man made a deal with the devil. Although I have said I do like the Superior Spider-Man. I do like that series. But overall, I love this era. The more grounded, not a member of the Avengers Spider-Man. More of a lone hero. I like that version of Spider-Man. So then that's just me. So what would I give this? Is the cats are just all being wound up here. Again, why I don't do videos in the day. Because the cats start getting wound up and fighting. So yeah, I would go ahead. I'm gonna go 12 o'clock. Definitely a recommend on this. You have a good writer and a good artist together doing an era of comics where you could explore so much. Because that period, like I said, they didn't know what they were going to do with the black costume. And so now you can see how the different villains are reacting. Mysterio actually got a piece of the Venom costume, the symbiote costume in the previous series, and in this one, Craven, notices that when Spider-Man's unconscious and the costume is in control, he notices that there is a difference. He walks a little different, his body language is all different, and oh, Butters is awake. Hey, boo boo. So yeah, definitely 12 o'clock. Going 12 o'clock with this. So, as always, thanks for watching. I'm still getting through Jawbreakers. Been reading that kind of in parts while I'm doing other things. And today I had to do early today I had to do a phone reset here. And, do a factory reset, back up all my stuff. So, I'm still in the process of getting my phone all back up with my work apps, my authenticator and my email and Teams and all that fun stuff. So, anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.